Spell sweet is R-E-E-P-I-L-L. Correct. Here's your score. Let's go!
Greetings, Hotep, peace and love. My name is Temti Sahura, and you are listening to another edition of The Score, the Red Pill Lifestyle audio blog brought to you by Red Pill Lifestyle Management and Consulting, helping you rise to self-actualize. Take the red pill and never look back. We have so much love for you on today's edition of The Score. We have your featured questions, interviews, special studio guests, and testimonials you cannot miss from those who have taken the Red Pill Lifestyle Challenge and have come back to tell you about it. But before we get into any of that, we just want to remind you, if you want your business, your questions, or anything else featured on the show, send an email to redpillnow@redpilllife.com. That's redpillnow@redpilllife.com. We want to hear about you and your rise to self-actualize. Okay, let's get the show rolling. Beside me, we have a brother who I've actually worked with for many years, in fact decades, on various radio shows, classes, presentations, all to do with the acceptance and cultivation of one's own spirituality. He's also a regular contributor on Atlanta's own WRFG radio, and he now holds an open class to the public where he teaches on civics, finances, wealth building, and how they relate to you and your spirituality. May I present to you my brother, Amsu Sechem Khat Ampu.
Well, you can just call me Amsu. Hotep, everybody. Thanks for having me on the show, and it's great to be here.
Well, we're going to kick off with a question, Amsu, that I'm going to direct to you. Since the last show, we've had a ton of emails, and one of the more interesting ones was from Kenyatta S. in Atlanta, who writes, "Peace, Red Pill. I've been in various so-called conscious organizations for the past 15 years and never heard about self-actualizing until I visited your site. I'm fed up of the constant corruption that seems to plague certain organizations and wanted to know why these organizations haven't got the memo on the various ways that one can self-actualize." Amsu.
Well, the major issue with all of these so-called black conscious, red, black and green type organizations is they are lacking in the fundamental spiritual cultivation system that actually works. Immediately after joining most of these, or should I say all of these types of groups, is you're hit with a bunch of rules and regulations which restrict you from actualizing yourself. You're restricted in what you wear, what you eat, and it's just a bunch of rules and regulations that cut you off from your spiritual side, from developing your actual spirit.
From your spiritual or essential side.
Exactly.
And just to add on to what you were saying, the individual, not any organization, but the individual is responsible for the development of one's own essential or spiritual nature. And I think the crossroads that Kenyatta may have arrived at is that she's reached a level of self-awareness and responsibility where she's made the conscious decision to take responsibility for her own spirituality. And this is effectively when the true journey to self-actualization begins, and not through any blindly followed rules or restrictions. Ultimately, this is what we foster at Red Pill, the encouragement for you to create your own environment that suits your own cultivation, your own spiritual growth and balance. And once you're on that path, then it becomes apparent to you that you are not alone.
Precisely. Most of these religions and organizations, they have you a box already made and they throw you into this box under duress. If you don't do it, you're going to hell. And because you're under this duress, that's stress. And this is the reason why there's still the sex lies and videotapes, because most of these people have not developed their spirit. They're still being governed by emotion. And that fundamental emotion that they're governed by is fear. Fear of going to hell. Fear of being punished if they don't follow the rules and regulations that have been set out. All these organizations have failed.
So to answer your question, Kenyatta, right now, you sound like you are on the path of self-actualizing, which means that you are now taking responsibility for your own destiny, and you're not leaving it up to the hands of somebody to put you in a conditioned box. So we encourage you to listen to the Red Pill shows, find out more about the Red Pill programs, and definitely keep in contact with us, and we'll both work towards the development of you and everybody else around us. Red Pill now at redpilllife.com. That's RedPill now at redpilllife.com. That's the email address if you want your questions featured or you want to raise a point for future shows. Email us or call 404-333-8354 for all things Red Pill, helping you rise to self-actualize. Okay, coming up next, we have part 1 of a compelling testimony you cannot afford to miss from one of our first clients and his story on how he worked with the Red Pill programs to create his own path from kidney disease to wellness. And after that, we'll hear more from Brother Amsu, your featured questions, and also stay tuned for a very special guest right here from the ATL, doing great things and shaking up the sexy and spirituality. Stay tuned. But up next, it's the testimony, and you are listening to The Score, brought to you by Red Pill Lifestyle Management and Consulting. Take the Red Pill and never look back.
Alright, here's your score.
That gets my heart pumping.
Greetings, everybody. This is Temti Sahura bringing you The Score on Red Pill Blog Radio. And today we have a special guest, one of our first lifestyle clients, and he's come back to share his Red Pill life success story. So tell everyone your name and what it is you do.
How you doing? My name is Ken Coward. I'm a strength conditioning coach in professional baseball. I've been doing that for 10 years. I'm also a personal trainer, performance enhancement specialist, work with athletes, but also work with people, of all types.
So Ken, let me ask you, what led you to contact us at Red Pill?
Basically, the reason I looked into Red Pill was because I have a kidney disease called FSGS. It's the same kidney disease that Alonzo Mourning, the basketball player, had. I've had it since '02, and I've always been looking for a cure ever since. I first was diagnosed, and I went to a doctor, and the doctor pretty much had no idea about the disease. They were giving me medications that had nothing to do with your kidney. And I was just starting to think, this doesn't make sense. Why am I focusing on blood pressure when, I know my sickness is kidney related? The whole thing didn't make sense.
Wow, that's quite a journey. What did you end up doing after that?
Things really never clicked until I came across Red Pill because of their holistic approach to things. And you don't see a lot of balance as the focus of programs out there, and that's what really made me look towards Red Pill, that balance and that holistic approach.
So share with us your first impressions when you started to work with the Red Pill lifestyle program.
Well, once I got started with the Red Pill program, I had to make my diet more specific, because food, if you eat right, food can be your medicine. I've learned that, and Red Pill helped me to perfect that. In the past, I would tend to not be as consistent with my food as necessary, and Red Pill just basically helped me to understand that the food is the key, the bottom line. And when you eat the right food, things such as cleansing will take care of itself. Energy will take care of itself.
Were there any other significant cultural or lifestyle changes that the Red Pill lifestyle program introduced you to as part of your healing process?
And I can talk about the spiritual, the meditations and tonifications. That has made a huge difference in my life. I mean, I can't wait I do them at night, and I just can't wait for that part, for the evening to come approach, so I can go ahead and go through that, because the feeling you get is amazing. Once I started looking within myself and practicing what I've learned through Red Pill, and you can feel it, and it makes a difference.
Well, that was part 1 of our exclusive testimonial with Mr. Ken Coward, and it's been incredible to see the type of advances that he's been making with himself over the past few weeks with the Red Pill program, and part 2 is coming up. But any thought on our testimonial, Amsu?
Yes, well, it goes to show that lifestyle is culture, and diet is a major part of culture. Most diseases that we suffer is due to our bad diet, and when we correct our diet, our body will self-perpetuate health.
And in fact, we now know from the research that you've done and that we've also worked on together that in reality there is only one disease, and that is malnutrition. Whether it's what you take in through your mouth with food, your eyes with images, your ears with sound, your nose with air, or skin with light and environment, etc. Whenever an imbalance or lack of incoming nutrients occurs, the tendency for being or feeling uneasy or disease occurs. And like you rightly said, Amsu, Your lifestyle is supposed to be a positively developed pattern of behavior that keeps you in optimal condition for self-actualization. That pattern of positive behavior we call a culture that helps cultivate yourself to grow in a positive way.
Exactly, and he had mentioned about spiritual growth, the meditation. There's also rituals. All rituals are correct exercises and correct breathing. And that's true religion. That is true religion, where everything that you do results in a perfect outcome for you.
Self-actualization.
RedPill is a lifestyle management and consultancy firm dedicated to introducing and enhancing holistic lifestyle choices for anyone that chooses to live their life in this way. We chose the name RedPill as the red pill has come to symbolize a choice of choosing to live life with a free mind. Living a holistic lifestyle means seeing yourself and the life you've created around you as one whole, finely balanced system made up of different parts. When all these parts are working together, they will create an energy producing peace, health, vitality, stability, well-being, and growth. The Red Pill programs will light up the path for the client on their road to healing, but the success of the program depends on the client's willingness, sincerity, and discipline to stay on their own path and complete their journey through self-actualization and beyond.
Correct. Here's your score.
Okay, we are back from the break. I am Temti Sahura, and this is The Score, Red Pill Lifestyle Audio Blog. You can hit us up at Red Pill now at redpilllife.com or call us on 404-333-8354. Remember, once you take the Red Pill, you will never look back.
And I'd just like to add something. The music that I'm hearing on this show is absolutely outstanding. And one of the things about culture and lifestyle, diet, everything that we see, hear, feel, or taste, they affect the way how we behave. And this music, no matter what religion or what organization these people have come from who's making this music, it's outstanding. They were allowed to express themselves. Freedom of expression.
Now, talking of freedom of expression from free and fertile minds, we have a real treat for you right now. I mentioned earlier that our special guest who's coming up at the end of the show, the one who's putting the sexy back into spirituality, well, it turns out she's actually an amazing poet in her own right amongst her many talents. And I just wanted to treat you to a quick snippet of her mesmerizing work and then follow that with the second part of our testimonial with Mr. Ken Coward. And then after that, we'll be right back with more of your questions. So keep it on The Score, brought to you by Red Pill Lifestyle Management and Consulting, helping you rise to self-actualize. Take the Red Pill and never look back.
I asked him the question on day 31. What are your reasons for staying in contact with me as often as you do? His reply was,
if we do not continue in the direction in which we are going, then naturally, by universal law, we will begin to go in the opposite.
as much as we try, we just can't seem to see eye to eye. So in the meantime, we keep saying goodbye again and again. But then I call him to come over and we start all over. I know it's not the best, but he is all I know. So we keep going through this revolving door, hoping to evolve to the next floor. We circle each other with thoughts of perfect moments, followed by seconds of disappointing reminders. As much as we try, we just can't seem to see eye to eye.